Hello students, welcome to Tobin Shadan team. Today's video is based on Grimm's law and Verner's law. Okay, let's see both the laws in simple words. Grimm's law and Verner's law are both linguistic laws that describe how sounds in words change over time. Grimm's law describes a sound shift that occurred in the early history of the Germanic languages where certain consonant sounds shifted to other consonant sounds. Verner's law, on the other hand, describes a later sound shift that occurred after Grimm's law. It explains why certain consonant sounds that did not shift under Grimm's law. So, to put in simple words, Grimm's law describes a set of consonant sound shifts that occurred in early history of Germanic languages, while Verner's law describes a more specific and later shift that affected certain consonant sounds. Grimm's law is named after Jacob Grimm, one of the famous brothers Grimm, who compiled the collection of fairy tales. Grimm's law is a set of sound changes that happened during the transition from the Proto-Indo-European language to the Proto-Germanic language, which was the ancestor of the modern Germanic languages like German, English, Dutch, and Swedish. The sound changes in Grimm's law can be summarized as follows. Voiceless plosives became voiceless fricatives. For example, the sound P, that is P, became the sound F. Okay, P became F, that is 1. Next is T became T. Okay, the sound T became T. T became T. Next is K became H, that is K became H, that is the 3. Next point is voiced plosives became voiceless plosives. For example, the sound B became P, that is the sound B became P. Next is the sound D became T, that is the sound D became T. Next is the sound G became the sound K, that is the sound G became K. Next point is voiced aspirated plosives became voiced plosives. For example, the sound B, BH became B, that is B. BH became B. Next is DH became D, that is the sound D became D. Next is the sound GH became G, that is the sound G became G. That's all about Grimm's law. Now let's look at Verner's law. Verner's law is named after Carl Verner, a Danish linguist who discovered it in 1875. Verner's law is a way to explain certain irregularities in the sound changes that happened after Grimm's law, particularly with regards to the voicing of consonants. The basic idea of Verner's law is that voiceless fricatives become voiced fricatives when they occur after an unstressed syllable. Similarly, voiceless plosive become voiced plosives when they occur after an unstressed syllable. Verner's law can explain some irregularities in the sound changes that occurred after Grimm's law. Okay. To give you more details, Grimm's law and Verner's law both apply specifically to the Germanic languages, but they are examples of broader linguistic phenomena that can be observed across many language families. Grimm's law, for example, is related to the phenomenon of sound shifts, where certain sounds in a language gradually change over time. This is why languages are related to each other, such as Romance languages Often they have similar sound changes from their common ancestor language. Verner's law is related to the phenomenon of linguistic stress, which is the emphasis or prominence given to certain syllables in a word or phrase. In many languages, including English, the position of stress can affect the way certain consonants are pronounced. For example, the sound T in English word atom is pronounced differently than the T sound in the word attack, even though they are spelled with the same letter. This is because stress falls on the first syllable in atom but the second syllable in attack. Both Grimm's law and Verner's law are important for understanding the history of Germanic languages and for reconstructing the sounds of Proto-Germanic, which is the hypothetical ancestor language from which all modern Germanic languages descend. By studying the sound changes that happened over time, linguists can piece together a picture of what Proto-Germanic might have sounded like, even though it was never actually recorded. To give you more information, Grimm's law and Verner's law are important tools for historical linguistics, which is the study of how languages change over time. By analyzing the sound changes that have occurred in different languages, linguists can learn about the relationships between languages and reconstruct the features of ancestral languages that are no longer spoken. Grimm's law is particularly important because it marks a significant shift in the sound system of the Germanic languages. Before Grimm's law, the Germanic languages were similar to other Indo-European languages in terms of their consonant system. However, after Grimm's law, the Germanic languages developed a unique set of consonant sounds that distinguished them from other Indo-European languages. This set of sounds include fricatives, the sounds F, TH and H, that is F, Th and H, which are not found in other branches of Indo-European. Verner's law is important because it helps to explain certain irregularities in the sound changes that occurred after Grimm's law. By taking into account the position of stress in a word, Verner's law can account for why certain consonant sounds changed in unexpected ways. This in turn helps to refine our understanding of the sound changes that occurred during the transition from Proto-Indo-European to Proto-Germanic. Overall, Grimm's law and Verner's law are two of the most important sound changes in the history of Germanic languages, and they have played a major role in shaping the sound systems of modern Germanic languages like English, German, Dutch, and Swedish. By studying these laws, linguists can better understand how these languages evolve over time and how different languages are related to each other. So that's all about today's audio notes regarding Grimm's law and Verner's law. So if you find today's audio notes class useful, please subscribe to Tobin Sharan team. Thank you for listening to today's audio notes. So bye bye.